Hey, what's up guys? We're back again with the quickest way to win in Clash Royale. The current number 2 in the world, Manuel, was the first person to hit Ultimate Champion, and he rushed through the ranks, easily dominating opponents with this giant graveyard deck. You'll generate extreme positive elixir trades with your witch distracting on defense and skeleton armies engulfing entire pushes. And when you're up any ounce of elixir, you can throw a giant at the river with a graveyard directly on tower. If your opponent's got bait cards, they're going to be the ones baited by your snowball and arrows. If you want to climb up arenas or ranks quick, this is definitely the deck to do it. So let's use the first deck that achieved Ultimate Champion this season and assert dominance. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any of the daily videos. Lots of love to everyone that's supporting the channel with creator code SirTag. Let's get it. So this guy's off to a pretty chill start, not cycling anything at the river, and you know, he's kind of fitting the accordance with his Ice Spirit banner. And then he goes in for a Hog Rider, just ruin everything that I was telling you guys. The good thing about the deck is you can bait out your opponent's small spell. And if they go in for a small spell on top of your witch or your skeletons, you're able to go and flow through with graveyard skeletons and make them super sad. So remember, the guy just used Earthquake. That's going to be one of the best answers available to a graveyard. And if you don't have Earthquake and Cycle, we can go for a giant graveyard and just make you pay for that. You ended up getting a very bad trade. You ended up dropping 7 elixir with your Hog Rider and your Earthquake to counter my skeleton army. That's a -4 trade for you. And without having Earthquake and Cycle, look at how much damage I'm able to get with my graveyard. So this is kind of the premise of the deck. It shows why it's easy. It shows that you don't really have to think all that hard. And, you know, it's going to be extremely hard for the opponent when they're down elixir and out of card cycle with the wrong counters in hand.
A few dominance is asserted later.
Yeah, so the guy just completely gave up. This is the perfect deck to rush up the ranks because all you need is one mistake from your opponent. You take a tower, and there's no way for them to come back. And if they continue to try as they spam into skeleton armies and witches, they're going to waste everyone's time as you waste their towers. You got a game against Coco, and my plan is to eat this man alive just like the delicious Coco he is. I'm going to go in for the giant at the river, and maybe we can tank for some of the minions. Hopefully, I don't know. Yo, let's go. I really looked at the minions, and I was like, these things are definitely in front of the giant, but I don't know how that worked out so well for us. I was like, oh, I made a mistake. I'm already in a bad spot. But it worked out really well. We ended up getting a Fireball, we ended up getting Ice Spirit, and we got a Mortar out of our opponent. And as you guys know with this deck, if you're up Elixir, it's really difficult for opponents to defend. Why does the dude have a mid-ladder strategy with Executioner and Mortar? The world may never know. This game just got 10 times more tough for me. Also, I got to go Dark Prince a little bit earlier. Oh, great. It's getting even more challenging. He has Golden Knight. Golden Knight is the most difficult card for this deck. It's going to chain onto all your witch skeletons, and then it's going to go and blow past your giant and lock onto your tower, just using the witch skeletons as like little leapfrog targets, where they're just able to use it as like a launch pad almost. So it is what it is. I think I might be able to go in for a graveyard pretty aggressively here because he did use Fireball and we are up elixir. So despite him having a good matchup here, he might lose the game simply based off of having not enough elixir. So if you can be more efficient than your opponent, you'll get good trades. He'll probably have goblins here, and we're going to snowball that on that immediately. He dropped the goblins when he was at 6 elixirs, so he doesn't have anything else. The skeletons are swarming him, and we don't have to respond to the goblins afterward. Unfortunately, I did miss one of the goblins, the little healthy one. That one did not get hit by the snowball, and he put in so much work against our skeletons. So what are we going to do here? If you've got Golden Knight, it's extremely important for me not going for my Witch, because the Witch is just going to give him free damage on my Princess Tower every single time. So I'll go for the Dark Prince instead. It will rush in front of my tower. It'll make sure that we're protected instead of destroyed. And I like that a little bit more. Also, I kind of want to go Witch on the other side. Oh, wait, one of the skeletons is going to spawn, and then I think that the Golden Knight dash will lock onto that if he clicks an early Golden Knight dash. So, is he going to do it or nah? What is he going to do? Okay, he's not going to click it as early as I thought he would. I'm still going to go for a graveyard here just because I don't think there's really any other play for me. I'm going to go for minions afterward, and then I'm going to snowball on the goblins. And even though I'm going other side, I still can force out almost all of his elixir and maybe keep him low so that the minions lock onto the tower. No, he went for an Executioner. He's really making my life tough and rough. Dude, I do not appreciate this right now. If we go for arrows, we are able to hit the Executioner, the Goblin, and then also the Mortar, so I think that's well worth it. There's a high chance he's going to be able to finish that off with the Golden Knight, but I don't have any say in trying to defend that. It's not possible. As you guys can see, we're going opposite lane, because if we go in the same side as a Golden Knight Executioner deck, even though I did so much damage on the left-hand side, I wouldn't have been able to win this. And I still might not be able to win this. I'm still trying my absolute hardest and see what we can pull out. I'm going to snowball this time on the goblins and hit the ones that actually matter. I'm not going to go for arrows because I think that would be a huge overextension unless I can guarantee that I do enough damage. And we walk away with a win despite our opponent having Executioner and Golden Knight in an obscure mortar deck. There's going to be a lot of crazy counters that you play on mid-ladder from decks that simply don't make sense. But as you guys can see, no matter what your opponent has, as long as you keep their elixir low, you'll bring their towers even lower. So we got a game against someone that is apparently flawless. Honestly, I'm pretty sure that flawless is one word, and you already are starting off with a flaw with an incorrect clan name spelling. The L should not be capitalized, sir. Yes, I'm the grammar police right now. I'm going to go in for a giant here, and then I think I can maybe go in for like minions because they're going to turn into minions real fast if you don't have enough elixir to stop them. Especially if you're going to go in elixir counter with Barb Barrel, Lumberjack, and Fly Machine. We're going to fly high in the sky while all your stuff dies. So I'm going to snowball here so then hopefully we can get more skeletons to spawn. Let's go. That was so sublime. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but the bandit would have definitely locked onto the witch if I hadn't snowballed, and then we wouldn't have gotten the skeletons to distract, and that would have forced out even more elixir from me. So those minute interactions, even though this deck is absurdly low skill, you still have some outplay potential that you can do. And it's really satisfying. So, you know, now back to the world of spamming our giants at the river. And just watch me be the most skillless player on this planet. That's how Clash Royale works sometimes, all right? You feel real good about yourself, and then you realize that you're just a no-skill giant player. So I'm going to go in for a giant graveyard on the left-hand side. And watch as we play against another Executioner player. Wait, what? 2 of them in a row. This is a joke, right? My witch is so sad. Are we going to go and meet a Golden Knight friend as well? Wait. I can't believe that. Did you guys see that? The Executioner almost died. And not only that, it was getting out of sight because the witch was getting pushed back by the golem. So then he couldn't target what he wanted at all. Also, you don't want to drop a spell on 2 minions, right? This is barely anything. But it's just enough from us to stop the 3 crown. And these type of matchups is going to be a dynamic game, and you will look at the game and you'll be like, wait, you've lost the tower. This game's over. No, I'm running giant graveyard. I can take a tower at any time that I want. The thing is, I'm just kind of hoping that he goes in for a bad play and he decides to go in for a golem in front of this and then just loses everything to the witch, or he loses his 3 crown right now, which is exactly what we're going for right now. So I'm gonna go giant graveyard, and we're gonna have the giant hopefully tank for everything, and then we go for a skeleton army if we want, which I definitely want to, because obviously some of the skeletons will absorb damage from the night witch and then also walk onto the executioner. We make him tornado it closer to the 3 crown. Honestly, bro, I feel like that was the worst decision you've had all day. That legitimately was the way to throw a matchup when you have an Executioner Golem deck against Giant Graveyard Witch. And we executed that man ruthlessly. I'm gonna say it right now, no matter what random mid-ladder strategy you face, if you play well enough, they'll have to face the fact that they're gonna get 3 crowned.
Flawless victory.
Hey, this homie's got P.E.K.K.A. and Mega Knight in his banner, so I'm ready for some devastatingly expensive deck. And I'm just gonna go for arrows here, see what you're up to. Okay, Electric Dragon. Makes me feel like we're probably playing against P.E.K.K.A., but there's a chance that you've got a dirty Elixir Golem deck up your sleeves. So I'm going to giant in the same side and see what you're up to. Ooh, okay, Mega Knight. I guess I kind of want to go for Dark Prince here so you don't jump on my giant. And then we should be able to counter everything. Wow! He was getting really risky with me there. I don't know if you guys saw that, but he was trying to tornado everything closer to the tower so the Mega Knight and Electric Dragon would splash onto me. I don't appreciate that type of behavior up in here. This is a no bouncing zone. So homie is trying to jump on us, but he's not going to be able to hit our witch. And look at the Lumberjack. It's going to be so supremely sad. The skeleton should be able to distract it. And if not, I guess I'm going to have to go for a snowball just to make sure that the witch stays alive. I really want a graveyard. Oh, come on. Dude, I just played against an Executioner deck like multiple times. This game is really trying to troll us right now, but it's all good. The witch hitting it up in the front, the skeletons in the back. No matter which way we want to attack, we are getting value with the witch and the graveyard. That's a lot of damage already. So I'm looking at the game. We've already successfully halved his tower, and I think I've halved my brain cells because I can't understand what he's playing right now.
Who's that Pokemon?
I like making predictions, but at mid-ladder, it's a winter wonderland in the arena, and it's a wild world where you can't understand what people are playing. So he's going to go P.E.K.K.A. He's got P.E.K.K.A. Electric Dragon with Mega Knight. This is a great card combination, man. You were just an open book when I looked at your banner, and I just refused to believe that it was possible. I didn't think someone would, on their own mission, actually decide to run a P.E.K.K.A. deck with Mega Knight in the same deck. This is absurd. I'm trying to push up trophies fast, my dude. Okay, so this is good because we are able to kill the Electro Dragon with our tower, and then I can successfully counter the P.E.K.K.A. with the Skeleton Army. There's a high likelihood that he's going to go and spam a Lumberjack and a Mega Knight, but he's not going to have Elixir for everything at once. And if he kills the Skeletons with the Lumberjack Rage, that's also a negative Elixir trade after the Skeletons already deleted your P.E.K.K.A. So when you get good Elixir trades, even if your opponent has decks that traditionally counter you, as you guys can see, we're going to just steamroll him here. There's nothing he can do. He was down too much. We got a great trade with our Skeleton Army, and that's all it takes. One good Witch, one good Skeleton Army, and it turns the tide in your favors. And even if your opponent's got a P.E.K.K.A. Execution or Mega Knight deck that seems like their defenses can stop everything, they won't be able to stop your offense because they won't have enough Elixir to afford everything.
A few cycles later.
Mid-ladder players never play perfect, so this is the perfect deck to destroy them quick. When they make one mistake, that will be their last, and then they'll be blasted to the next game. We got a game against the Haasman, and we're dropping a Dark Prince in the back and seeing what this guy's plans are to attack. Obviously, if he's going to end up having wall breakers with Magic Archer, we will get a lot of value with this graveyard. He's going to have to drop some other bait cards that we're going to be able to arrows and snowball on the Magic Archer to finish off. So if we can kill the Magic Archer, I think that the Skeletons are able to get 500 or so damage. It's pretty cool. So he's probably going to go and rush through with wall breakers. I'm going to go for minions relatively early on so I can finish off the Valkyrie. I think I only snipe one of the wall breakers, which is fine for me as long as my minions don't get blown up in the wall breakers explosion. So the guy wastes a miner, doesn't do that much damage with it, and we figured out exactly what deck he's playing. He definitely knows what I'm playing, but he probably doesn't know that I've got Witch. A lot of our decks with Giant Graveyard are also going to have Archer Queen, right? So he might save the Valkyrie for a slight period of time and be like, okay, yeah, there's no Witch, and then drops it, and then he has no counter to the Witch and also the Graveyard that are spawning Skeletons everywhere, and he just loses the game. So we're hoping that we can get the Valkyrie out of card cycle and get spontaneous value with our Witch. So I'm going to go for a Graveyard here as soon as the Giant crosses the river, and then I can immediately arrows on top of the Magic Archer and the Bond Tower, and then, as you guys can see, he has to go for Tornado, and he has to go for Valkyrie. And in these type of interactions, yes, he's defending, but is he defending efficiently enough? No, he's taking 2 Dark Prince hits. It's pretty difficult to defend Giant Graveyard if you don't have poison or you don't have like superb answers. So I'm expecting him to go in for like a pre-log here. So I just want to go in for the snowball, and I wanted to wait a while. I didn't want to give my opponent the potential of pre-logging the Skeleton Army and wiggling his way back into the game. When you've got minions that are kind of immune to your opponent's predictions, why not drop that? Play slightly safer. Just because the deck is no skill itself doesn't mean that you don't want to use your brain the entire time. Unless you're like, I gotta save my brain for this math test that's coming up. I just want to spam stuff and feel satisfied. You can also do that too, and I'm pretty sure if I let the wall breakers connect, this game wouldn't change the outcome anyway. Yo, look at those arrows though. I guess the wall breakers were Skeletons and they died once and they're like, yeah, I'm no stranger to danger. Let me die again. That was pretty funny. And for 30 seconds, all this guy is going to do is struggle because there's nothing he can do.
A few dominance is asserted later.
So our opponent here attempted to play a skillful strategy and got completely crushed. The entire game, he had absolutely no avenue for damage, where we were able to get a gigantic amount every time we went in. So I can go cycle my Dark Prince in the back, but whenever we see Archer Queen, the best card in Clash Royale, I kind of have to have a big sponge for that. When it goes invisible, it can shred towers in seconds, and if I don't have enough tank, I'm going to tank the game. So I don't want to do that right now. The one time that it actually makes me think is playing against someone that's got the Queen. Wait, this might be hilarious. If he goes and ghosts us with the Queen ability, the Dark Prince goes and crosses the river, the Dark Prince is going to start charging. It's going to charge through, and I don't know if our opponent has anything to do. Look at the Graveyard Skeletons, bro. Do you notice how much damage they're doing right now? Oh, this is pretty funny. So I didn't know what he's going to do. I was also a little bit hesitant of cycling minions there. I did take a mini P.E.K.K.A. shot. If I dropped the minions a little bit faster, I wouldn't have taken any damage. But I was super scared of homie just randomly dropping an Ice Spirit, freezing everything, and then having the Archer Queen finishing off my minions while he still gets the mini P.E.K.K.A. shot or more. So I think I made the right play, just playing safe rather than sorry. This guy is going to go in for a really aggressive Elixir Collector in the back. Dude, I can't wait to show everyone the skillless Graveyard placement to counter Elixir Collectors easily. So what we're planning on doing right now is I'm going to go in for a Skeleton Army because he's going to try to mini P.E.K.K.A. on top of the Witch. So now when you don't end up having the right card cycle to kill the Witch, and there's so many more Skeleton friends, I think you're going to be spooked sufficiently. So watch this Graveyard placement. He's going to lose the mini P.E.K.K.A. to the Witch most likely, and I'm not going to have to force any response here. He's going to go and cycle another mini P.E.K.K.A. Even if you're dropping a mini P.E.K.K.A., that is mega value for me, man. I'm able to destroy the mini P.E.K.K.A. with the Graveyard and get a positive Elixir trade from that. and then also get another really good trade because I was able to kill the Elixir Collector. And yeah, as you guys can see, he's got Fire Spirit, Ice Spirit. He's got every spirit imaginable. He's kind of crushing my spirit because he's up so much Elixir. But it's all good because I can go Dark Prince and minions.
Wait, that's illegal.
How did you get back to another mini P.E.K.K.A? You just cycled one 2 seconds ago, bro. I don't understand that. That is just really unfair. We got back to 3 mini P.E.K.K.As in single Elixir without even having a champion on the field. You know what? My champion is the Witch. She's my savior out here. With 45 seconds remaining, you actually think I'm going to try to defend that Elixir Collector advantage that you're about to get? Nah, dude. I am the no-skill giant graveyard player that you don't want to face. You have to face your fear and try to defend a giant graveyard when your tower's at 1000 HP, which literally isn't possible. So yeah, when you get the game into later stages, never fall for the bait. Just go straight to end your opponent's fate with the giant graveyard. And watch as this guy has like some of the strongest cards in the game. When you don't have spells to go and counter Elixir Collectors, you can still use your graveyard. When you're playing against someone that's got Archer Queen, you can eat some damage here and there. As long as you're able to go in for one giant push at the end, you're going to make back up all the damage and just slam the door in your opponent's face. Super easy stuff at the end when I was able to spam my giant graveyard and do over 1000 damage. Simply turn off your brain and watch as your opponent gets swiftly slain. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an awesome rest of your day.